Oh, welcome YouTube. We are just getting started with a little Amazon FBA Q&A. We got the TikTok live right now, and we are going to go through these questions. I also got a little story time to tell. Also, let's mute that music. Forgot we can't have the music on the live. Boom, we're good. So any questions that y'all have about selling on Amazon, drop them down below. Would you recommend Helium or other softwares? I like Helium 10. Also, y'all, come over to the YT, that is YouTube. Last time I had everyone come over to the YT, we actually did a little impromptu giveaway to a one-on-one call with me. So if you want chances for things like that, come over to the YT chat, support the live there. I like Helium 10. I personally use Helium 10 for product research, keyword research, all of that. An alternative would be Jungle Scout. Both of those are the top private label softwares that you can use. Lost, thank you for sharing the live. MEJ, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you on the TikTok. Appreciate everybody in the live, vibing, asking questions. YT equals YouTube. Yes, sir. What up, Luke? It's Red Hawk. Made my first order of 500 units. Let's go, my boy. Let's go. You are on the journey. We'll do a little story time, maybe if we don't have any more questions in a bit, but got a little story time, and it actually has to do with that, placing that very first order. Is $1,000 enough to start? No, not for private label. Did I win the contest last live? Actually, Steve, that was Brandon. So Brandon won it in the last live. I plugged in all the names into a random generator, and he won a one-on-one call with me. We'll probably do that again, maybe today, maybe another day. You guys got to be on the YT lives for that. Congrats to Brandon. Yes, sir. I found around 7 to 13 products. Only one seller sells those, but he dominates high keyword with his brand. What do you mean you found 7 to 13 products, only one seller? Can you kind of expand on that a little bit? With his brand name, do you recommend to do those? No, you never want to. If the product search volume has a brand name in it, that's not a keyword that you're going to be able to put in your listing or anything like that. So you wouldn't want to build a brand off of that. How much in profit do you make after all expenses? Make 170K profit. 6 figures in top line revenue and 6 figures in profit. Okay, so Chris, he's in the YT YouTube chat right now, and he's one of the students talking. I asked him to share his experience. Appreciate you saying this in the YT chat, Chris. But he's sharing his experience on a product that he just launched. He says, long story short, I launched my first product, and with the thank you, bro. I appreciate this. And with the guidance of Luke, I got my reviews up and then started PPC. After a week of running PPC, I started getting sales. First it was one sale, and then it cuts off. So he's probably typing more. But I'm very proud of you, Chris. Let's go, brother. That is, I mean, I'm telling you, I think people think it's like a little corny when I say it, or, there's obviously this disconnect to people who haven't been in the lives consistently and know who I am and what I'm about, but genuinely the reason why I started teaching. So it's part of the story that I wanted to share here today is when I started my very first Amazon business. Some of you may have heard versions of this story, but I don't think people understand the position that I was in life. Like I literally felt at rock bottom. And I don't say that lightly. This isn't like a fancy story to get people motivated. Yeah. At the end of the day, I was sleeping on my best friend's couch. I didn't have a place to call home, right? When I wanted to go somewhere, if I wanted, like, I remember I'm sleeping on my best friend's couch. I didn't have a car. I remember I wanted to go to Target one day, and my best friend, he had school. I was at the apartment by myself. I was broke, so paying $20 a day or $20 back for an Uber doesn't make any sense. I literally walked. I was 18, 19 years old. I walked 20 something minutes to Target, right? I'm broke, sleeping on my best friend's couch. I was down bad. I was down bad. I genuinely thought that music, being a rapper, was going to be my way out. That's how down bad I was, right? I was working for my cousins, and it's this weird thing. I'm very stubborn, and I had this idea in my head that rapping and music was going to be the way that I leveled up and that I got all the riches. I never really thought that business was a tangible way. I thought, oh, you need a degree for business, or you need to be really smart. I wasn't smart in school. If it wasn't for my cousins who kept saying, you should start selling on Amazon, you should start selling on Amazon, and took a chance on me to teach me, I wouldn't be in the position that I am today. Why do I share that? When I see messages like Chris just said in the YT YouTube chat, um, one of my students, which is the reason why I started teaching, why I start making videos, why I do these lives every day for free, asking or answering everybody's questions. I know sometimes I go on a little rants, but I promise I get to everyone's question. And then seeing the results that people get. Is everybody going to be successful? No, I know that. But are the people who never quit and give it their all and, have the right product research, the right criteria, understand how to differentiate, understand all the fundamentals and never quit? Maybe they have a failed product, but they're going to get back on the saddle and they're going to try again. When I see people succeed, it's just there's no words. It's really sick. So God bless you, Chris. I'm very happy. By the way, continuation of Chris's message is he said the next day 2 sales, and fast forward last night I got 9 sales for the day, which is about $400 for the day. God bless you, Chris. Let's go. Okay, back to Tiki Talk chat. Luxury, thank you so much for the follow. FBA is expensive. I mean, define expensive. If you and see, this is one of those interesting things. I'm not trying to make it sound like the money that's required to start selling on Amazon is a little bit of money. It's a good chunk of change. Some people that could be their 1 month, 2 months, 3 months of wages. So I'm not trying to discount that starting Amazon is a lot. But starting any business is a lot. Like, unless you're going to go start a lemonade stand or create a digital product where maybe you don't need the capital to create the product, but then you still need the capital to market the product, or a really large audience, one of the two. Any business that you start is going to be expensive. It's not FBA, it's just business. Business. To make money, you need money. If it was free to start a business, Jeff Bezos could have started Amazon for free. I could have started my Amazon business for free. Then we'd all be millionaires and billionaires. And then money wouldn't probably be worth as much. But you get the point. Anything worth doing is going to have a cost. There's Stick in the TikTok chat. Appreciate you, brother. Going to the YT chat. Brandon says, hey, Chris, what method did you use for reviews? I never thought this could be possible. I owe it all to my mentor, Luke. Listen, I'm not just reading this from nothing. You guys go to the YT YouTube chat because I'm live right there. So you guys can see these messages from Chris. Anyone in the TikTok chat's like, what's this guy talking about? He said, also, I am still getting sales as we speak. If you're on the fence about Amazon FBA, get off, get Luke's mentorship, and prepare to have your life changed. That's Chris's words. I'm not guaranteeing anyone's life changed. You have to put in the work like Chris did to be able to change your life, to be able to succeed in any business, regardless of your mentor. There's no guarantees in success in business. Again, if there were, then we would all be rich and we would all be business owners. But that's just simply not the case. What's the lowest amount of money someone should save to begin? $3K would be like the lowest. What are some products to start off with? So you guys should never just, if somebody was on live and was like, here's some products that you should go sell. Let's put it this way. Myself and a few other solid FBA creators and sellers don't share our products, right? I have like a product selection option, but that's going to be very closed circuited. I'm not giving it, it's not a lead list. It's a product for one student that they get via email. Anybody who is giving you a product in a live, whether there's 100 people in live, 10 people in live, 5 people, or they make a video about it, somebody telling you that this is a great product to sell, it surely is not a great product to sell. If you guys notice, I do a series on my TikTok, what a good product market or what a bad product market looks like on Amazon. Not a single one of the videos from what a good product market is a product that I would launch myself or give to a student. I'm showing you the numbers, like average reviews are good, average price is good, average revenue is good, but there's always something about a product, whether it's seasonal, whether it's too heavy, whether it's electronic. So I'm not going to just hand out a product to the masses, nor should anybody expect that somebody's going to hand you guys a product. So with that, learn good product criteria, and that's going to help you decide whether a product is good or not. Snap, thank you so much for the follow. What's the low? I answered that. Raj, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the live. How much does it cost to start? I'd say at least 3K USD. How did you get your money for your products at the start when you were broke? So I was making $13 an hour working for my cousins. Also, the same person who asked that, Hayden. I do private label, bro. So I was working for my cousins, making $13 an hour. Their office was about 15 minutes away from my best friend's apartment, whose couch I was sleeping on. Either my best friend would drive me to work, or my cousins would call me an Uber, or pick me up themselves. That's how I was going to getting to work every day. I didn't have enough money saved. At the time, I probably had like $240 cash to my name. Like, I did not have a lot of money. And that money was in an iPhone box under my friend's mattress because I didn't even have a bed because I was on the couch. And so I asked my cousins, I was like, listen, I was working 8 hours a day, 11 to 9 was my hours. And I asked them, listen, I need to save up enough money. They had an Amazon business. They do private label as well, but they do things a little bit different. As opposed to going to a manufacturer and getting a finalized product, they go to manufacturers and they get components of the product, and then they manufacture the final piece in-house in the United States. So I was working in their manufacturing facility. It wasn't actually a facility. They started off in a little office and it expanded to a warehouse, bigger warehouse, bigger warehouse. But with them, the more people worked, the more products were produced. So I asked that, and this was in their growing stage. They were about a year into the business at this point. I said, listen, guys, I need money. You need products. I didn't literally say it like that. Are you guys down to let me work overtime? So I'll work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And they were like, we're all about it. That was music to their ears. So that's exactly what I did. 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. I was working for them. And then on my off time before and after, and then on my one day off, I was working on my Amazon business. And for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, I saved up enough money. Think about it. My expenses were low. I just wasn't good at saving money because I was going out, I was partying, I was with the boys, we were doing a lot of stuff. So any money that I did make at that job, gone. I would go out to eat. I was very not smart with my money. But when I decided that I actually wanted to go start selling a business and change my life, I cut out the partying. I cut out going out. I cut out eating out. I was on that, peanut butter and jelly, $5 orange chicken. And back when the DiGiorno pizzas were only like $5, that was my diet. It wasn't healthy, but I was on a budget. Cut going out, and it was just work, 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 work until I had enough saved. It was $4,900. That's how much I needed for my cost of goods, my shipping, and I also got a lab test done because my first product that I launched was a supplement, and I was off to the races. I think a good tip is Amex Gold gets you 4x points on every dollar you spend. Yes, I have quite a few videos about utilizing credit cards for Amazon. How I travel for free thanks to my Amazon business. If you are a credit card person, so there's a credit card person, somebody who can use a credit card and pay it off immediately. Actually, keep it simple. You're a credit card person if you never pay interest on your credit card. You are not a credit card person if you ever have to pay interest on your card. If you're a credit card person, it is a waste of money to spend anything on a debit card. Honestly, if it wasn't for like maybe needing emergency cash and so wanting a debit card for an ATM, I wouldn't even carry a debit card with me. Just credit cards. Every single dollar that I spend is on a credit card, and every single dollar that I spend, I earn points on, and I make those points work for me. With listing creation, you will build on Amazon. No, we send you all the assets, Airstick, because we're not going to take access to your Amazon account with that. So you'll get your images, your title, your bullet points, and then you'll literally just copy paste everything into your account. Can you explain the difference between quick launch package versus the pro service package? Yes. So this person is referring to the AMZ Masterclass optimized. Sorry, not the AMZ Masterclass optimized.com, my listing creation service, which you guys can find in the TikTok or YT YouTube bio. So I have 3 different full listing creation packages. You have the quick launch, you have the expert, and then you have the pro. So with the quick launch, this is just going to be enough to get you started. It's still great quality, everything, you know what I mean? But it's just enough to get you started. It's going to be one main image, 3D rendered main image on a white background. And so you'll provide the pictures of your product, like taken on a photo box or whatever, and then send it over to the graphic designers. They'll have your one image, 6 infographics of your product, okay? And then you're also going to have your title, bullet points, description, regular word description, back-end keywords. So these are your search terms that the customer doesn't see. And then you'll also get a master keyword list, which is going to be just a list of all the keywords and the search volume that were used in your listing. The expert package has, which is the middle one, has everything that I just mentioned, but you also get A+ content. With the pro package, you get everything that I just mentioned, but instead of just one main image, you get 2 3D rendered main images. That way you can A/B test the images and see which one performs best for you. You'll get your title, bullet points, description, backend keywords, master keyword list. You're also going to get A+ content. You're going to get brand story as well with that. So with the pro, you're getting an extra main image, brand story, and with the expert, you're just getting A+ content. Those are the 3 different packages. And then we also allow people to get everything a la carte, which means you can just get your image, you can just get a logo, you can just get, your title. When you do private label, do you get your own UPC codes for each item? Yes, that is correct. Jay, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Also, y'all, just in case we ever lose TikTok, I am live on YT right now. YT is YouTube. So if y'all want to pop into the YT, go support there. Also, everybody in the YT chat, if you are in the live, like the live. You can just click the like button. You don't got to spam it like TikTok. Manifested, thank you for sharing the live. Hayden, thank you so much for the follow. Is it better private label or sell items that's already on Amazon? For me, private label wins 10 times out of 10. If you went into somebody who did arbitrage or wholesale, they're going to tell you that that's a better business model. What I recommend everybody to do, don't take my word for it and don't take their word for it. Look at it analytically, and you got to be careful with the biases, because when I talk about it, I'm biased towards private label. When somebody who does wholesale or arbitrage talks about it, they're going to be biased towards that. You have to look at the business, each of the business models analytically, and decide which one is best for you. Analytically, private label smashes all of them. How do you get initial reviews when you launch and you are on the last page on Amazon? Friends and family and the Amazon Vine program. I'm going to be out of stock for a total of 3 weeks. Any tips? There's not really much tips for when you're out of stock. You just go back in stock, try to maybe push for some more reviews, optimize your campaigns. Your sales will likely be slow for a little bit. You might panic, and then you're going to realize once you make those optimizations that once you have a good product on Amazon, unless like the market just changes, you're still going to have a good product on Amazon when you go back in stock. Turbo, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. When you first started, how did you get your images 3D render? Yes. So there's 2 different types of 3D render. There's the official 3D render, and that's where it's like literally everything is done digitally. Like you need nothing else. But then there's the 3D render. It's like the Amazon 3D render, and it's where you take a picture of your product, the actual product. on a white background, and then the graphic designer is going to digitalize it, render it there. That's where it looks a lot more crisp. It doesn't look like an actual picture was taken. Since your first product was a supplement, did you funnel organic traffic or spent on ads? Well, if you're doing private label on Amazon, there's no way around running PPC ads. You have to run PPC ads, but I also did organic traffic as well. Do you recommend a trademark through Amazon or US Gov? Well, here's the thing. Even if you do it through Amazon, it's going to be done through the US government, the USPTO. Any official trademark is done through the USPTO, but Amazon has the IP Accelerator program, which can fast track the process. If you have an Amazon brand, I like the IP Accelerator program. Rowan, thank you so much for the follow. Hi, Luke. If we use this bottle, will it be IP from Stanley? I don't know what bottle you're referring to, but if I don't know the details of Stanley as a brand, but if they have a patent on their design and you try to launch a design that looks like theirs, then yes, you would be impeding on their IP. If a private label seller who finds something on Shein or Alibaba then sell it on Amazon, why would you buy it on Shein? Shein is not a manufacturing website. Shein is a direct consumer website. So you shouldn't buy anything on a direct to consumer website. You also shouldn't touch clothing in private label. It's one of the worst categories to get into. If you're not a manufacturer, good luck if you're not a manufacturer or you don't create traction organically, good luck breaking into the clothing space with the highest return rate on Amazon of like 20 to 25%. So that means if you have a 30% margin and then you have 25% returns, that you have a 5% margin, and you still have PPC ads. Not a category that I would ever touch. In fact, I had a clothing brand back in the day, and I purposely did not sell any of the products on Amazon. It was all done through my Shopify site. Car, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you and everybody in the live. I also just posted some gem videos on the TikTok page today. Last video, I was talking about the Supreme Court's decision about the TikTok ban. The second to last video, I break down some things about Amazon PPC ads. Been making quite a few videos about that, just like the mistakes people make, how to run your ads. I have some in-depth YouTube videos coming out about it soon that I've already recorded. They're just being edited. And then the third to last video, I talk about a brand new YT video that I just posted today. 5 things that I wish I knew before I started selling on Amazon. I should have made the video 6 because I'm going on 6 years of selling on Amazon. So 1 thing for every year, but we did 5 because technically it's 5. Can you run ads on FBA? Yes, you can. Tam, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. I'm in your webinar. Let's go. Yes, for those of you who don't know, I am doing a free, absolutely free webinar on December 22nd. It's this Sunday. You guys can go or save your spot in the TikTok bio or the YT bio. Absolutely free. And I'm going to go over my exact strategies on how to start and launch a product on Amazon. My goal with this webinar, like on honest goals, is for people to actually I want to create something that's off of social media that's similar to the lives, because I'm realizing that you can't really rely on just any one social media platform. So I want to create something that's controlled completely by me, a live where we can go in depth, right? And by the end of the live, my goal, or the webinar, my goal is for people to have a clear understanding on my exact strategies on how to launch successfully on Amazon. I'm excited for the pre-holiday webinar. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all make sure that you go save your spot. I did decide to make this a limited spot webinar. Yeah, more so I just like the exclusivity. So make sure you guys go get your spot. Absolutely free. How much PPC budget you need each month to start and launch? There's no one size fits all answer for this because let's put it this way. Would you ask me what would my budget be if I wanted to go buy a car this month? No, you wouldn't ask me your budget, because how much you were going to go spend on your car would depend on how much you're able to spend on your car. There's some sellers who come out the gate with $5,000, $10,000 a month budgets, and that strategy is right for them. There's some sellers who come out with a $10 a day budget, and that strategy is right for them. You have to base your strategy on what you're willing to spend. I personally start with 3 to 5 campaigns, and I have quite a few videos like on my YT page channel on how I structure my ads. So I like to stick to the same strategy. The budget is going to be subjective. Zeal, thank you so much for the follow. Hope I said that right. I already have an Amazon seller account ready with my product. What's next? Well, number one, I would double check that that product has good market numbers, and that you're not just launching a product that you like, rather a product with good average reviews, good market price. Make sure that you check your profitability, that you can achieve at least 30% margin after FBA fees, cost of goods, shipping, and from there start. You place your order and start creating your listing. Oh, look at that. I actually did not see this. So Senator Steve said, you see the exciting new reimbursement policy rolled out today for lost items. Amazon now reimburses their calculated manufacturing cost 310 starting 310.25. Nice. I'm going to have to look into that. I was traveling this weekend, so haven't gotten a chance to check on all that. Yo, I've been watching your YT videos for more than a year. You taught me a lot. Let's go, Pluto. God bless you, brother, and I appreciate the support. We're not the biggest channel on YT, but God willing, we will be the best private label channel. I really slacked on YT. The fact that TikTok's being banned kind of opened up my eyes that I should have been a little more proactive on it. But I have like 10 videos that are already recorded, ready to post to YT. A lot of them have been good for people who haven't broke into the Amazon space yet. A lot of the previous ones prior to this year were good for people who have got into the Amazon space. I have some analytical videos coming, like recorded one, how to optimize your listing, how to create your PPC campaigns, which that one I promise you is that beginner video will be better than all beginner videos on YT. I really do believe that. That would be harsh on resellers and wholesalers. Yeah, reselling is already tough as it is. Gucci, thank you so much for the follow. Got a little scratch in my throat. Tuco, thank you so much for the follow. Toonie, thank you so much for the follow. I got 3 products doing 15K average. Let's go, Pluto. God bless you, bro. Do you have someone create your listings? I do. I have my own team, and if you guys wanted the exact team that creates my listings to create yours, check out AMZ Masterclass Optimize.com. It is in the TikTok bio. Remedy, thank you so much for the follow. You helped me a lot this my second year. Nice, bro. I'm glad that I've been able to add value. How to get the video? What video are you referring to get? Let's go. But any questions that y'all have, make sure that you drop them down below. I'll be answering any questions that y'all have. Now is the time to ask. When do you ever get to sit and talk to an Amazon 7-figure seller, and one that gives good information, if I might say so myself? Let's go. Also, y'all make sure you go subscribe to the YT. I just posted a brand new video on there today. 5 things I wish I knew before selling on Amazon. If I knew those 5 things before, and that was even with having a mentor and everything, if I knew those 5 things, I probably would have saved myself quite a few money, considering that every failed product that I had fell under the things that I say not to do in that video. I'm 19, no experience. How can I get started? Where do I start? You start by going and looking up how to sell on Amazon. I have lots of videos on it. A lot of people have lots of videos on it. The information is out there. And there shouldn't really be much wondering on how to start, because, and this is just like good advice for anybody. If there's something that I want to learn or I want done, I'm either going to, and just like this person did, so they're not necessarily asking something wrong, but if you're curious on how to start, you simply just need to look up, how do I start this? How do I start this? There's somebody that I know, and we were both talking about starting or going into YT YouTube at the same time. I had already had a channel and everything, but my channel prior to the last couple months was very mediocre. I was recording things on this or the Logitech camera that I'm going live right now with, and quality wasn't good. I was very unadapted YT. And I remember telling, like, me and somebody talking about, like, oh yeah, we're both going to start YT at the same time. A month went by. I had bought in a camera, the new Sony camera. I had bought in a lens. I had spent an entire day learning how to uh, do the settings and everything, set up the exposure and all that. I recorded 3 YT videos, had one of them edited, or had all 3 edited, posted one of them. 1 month later, I went to that person. I'm like, how's your YT going? They're like, I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm like, still trying to figure it out? What is there to figure out? What are you saying? You know what I mean? The information is out there. You could go on TikTok and look up how to sell on Amazon, and maybe even one of my videos is going to appear. You are in a live right now where somebody is answering. It's titled "Ask Any Question About Selling on Amazon," where you can ask any question. Step 1 is creating a seller account. Step 2 is getting a product research software and finding a potential product to sell. But I guess the point of the rant that I'm going on is, if you spend more than 24 hours wondering how to do something, and at the end of that 24 hours, you still don't have an answer, you probably haven't tried to even try. Can't find good products for sale. How can I find it? I have some videos like on my YT on how I do product research, but I use Helium 10's black box tool. What is the YT? It's the same as my TikTok at Luke Basha. What are some brands you're not allowed to sell as a new seller? I create my own brand, so I'm allowed to sell all the products because they're all under my brand. TD, thank you so much for sharing the live. How do you know which products are good on FBA? I have a very strict product criteria that I use. If you guys want an easy way to find that, YouTube at Luke Basha, and I have a video on the exact criteria that I use. Is it bad if a product gets search suppressed? Yes, that means that nobody is able to search for your products, which means if no one's able to search for it, then nobody's buying it. Ahmed, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Are you going to Miami Seller Convention in May? No. I have TikTok shop and I have seller account. I'm confused right now. Which one can I sell on? You can sell on both, bro. You just got to find a product to sell. Again, if there's ever any confusion, guys, we live in 2024, right? So if you're like, I don't know how to list a product on Amazon, a simple search within 30 seconds, you'll have your answer. You guys should not be wondering how to do something for more than 24 hours. If you're wondering for more than 24 hours, you're not being proactive. If you're not being proactive in the early stages when you haven't even launched, unless you fall into it, because I fell into those shoes, what makes you think that you're going to be proactive when your PPC ads aren't converting, and now you're spending your hard-earned money and you need to get those ads to convert? So anything that you guys ever wonder, you can find out like that. Like, for example, what's a great example? This year, beginning of this year, I come up with a thought. I'm like, man, I really want to create a website where Amazon sellers can go get their listing created, but I want it to be like a Fiverr, where like you get your listing created, you place an order, and you can get communication through email, but you can also message on the site. And if you message on the site, that means that I want you to be able to create an account and sign in so that all your messages are saved on the site. So all these things, I'm like, okay, I start getting quotes. People are telling me it's going to be 100K, it's going to be 50K, it's going to be 30K, it's going to be this, blah, 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 blah. Most people in that scenario, so I thought about this maybe mid-year. I officially decided to do it in August, and it just launched last month. How many people in that time frame would still be trying to figure things out? But you know what I did? I was like, okay, this is my plan. I know this is what I want to do. So, like, for example, if you're like, I know I want to sell on Amazon, you have your plan. That's the only plan you need. You don't need this perfect business plan. Your only plan is that I want to do this thing. Okay, perfect. You have your plan. Well, now I need to implement, or I need to find ways to start implementing this plan. So what do I do? And this is going to change based on the person in the scenario, because not everybody has a project manager like me. I tell my project manager, I'm like, hey, listen, this is the goal. We're going to need to find a web designer. We're going to need to find another type of web designer that I'm blanking on the name of, but we need to find one of these a developer and a designer. So we have to find a web developer. We have to find a web designer. We need a platform that we can host this on. We need boom, 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 boom. It's like, okay, so now I deployed one of my resources and starting to put the ball in motion. I didn't sit here and be like, well, okay, I need this much money, and well, how am I going to do this? And but how am I going to do the messaging? No, no, no. Let's take action. Let's go. Okay, so now we're deploying some of my resources. And now on the back end, I'm speaking to people that I know. I'm going on other listing creation sites. I'm kind of getting a feel for what I want. I'm mapping out the content. I'm mapping out the outlay and all these things. And then you deploy, and I'm at the same time deploying the team to take action. I wasn't spending 4 months sitting wondering what's the perfect plan and I don't know. I'm not a web designer. I don't know how to design a website. I'm not a web developer. I don't know how to develop a website. Oh, there's all the ifs, ands, and buts. Those were non-factors. How can we get it done? And I share this story not to be like, oh, I'm so great. I did this. No, no, no. I hope to inspire somebody who's sitting there thinking like, oh, that's me. I've wanted to sell on Amazon for the last 3 months, and I haven't even taken the action to look up on the largest search engine in the world, Google or YT, second largest, how to sell on Amazon. I'll have people come into the lives, and I love the questions. It's good. And if you're in the lives, it's a great place to ask questions. I'm simply speaking on the people who, for example, come in and they're like, how do you create a listing? And you know that they've been wondering how to create a listing for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, but then they're like, oh, here's an opportunity. There's somebody on live that I can ask the question to and make my life easier, as opposed to going and making it happen myself. Nobody's going to save you. If you want the results, you have to get the results. Simple as that. Favorite sourcing method? I mean, I do private label, so I'm sourcing 90+% of my products from Alibaba. How long did it take you to get to this point? Well, I've been selling on Amazon since January 1st, 2019, so I'm coming up on my 6-year anniversary. Do you think Amazon should change their return policy? I think it's an interesting thing. It's a double-edged sword, because what attracts people to trust Amazon so much is the fact that they're able to return a product, and if it's not up to their standards, the return process, smooth. I mean, I'm an Amazon, not only am I an Amazon seller, but I'm an Amazon customer, and that attracts me to the platform a lot. And I know how the back end works, right? So if Amazon changes their return policy, it actually might hurt sellers more than we think that it would help us. And the best way to alleviate returns is have a good quality product, because then you won't have as many returns. Most categories on it, like this account, return rate is less than 2%. 2%, less than 2%. So if you have a good quality product, you have a strong brand, your return rate is not going to be the worst. And so I don't think Amazon would make a move, nor do I really think that, as much as I would love to not have as many returns, I don't think Amazon should make a move that would probably affect their business. Multi-billion-dollar company, if they make a change that affects their revenue by 1%, you're talking about millions of dollars. So ungating is very difficult. I do private label, so I do not have to get products ungated. Zoya, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Do you think I should do RA first and learn Amazon before launching private label and wholesale? No. If your goal is private label, start with private label. If your goal is wholesale, start with wholesale. With wholesale, I think arbitrage can be a good intro. But outside of like learning how to create an Amazon seller account and creating a listing, you're not going to learn much from arbitrage that'll carry over to private label. And you're like, oh, but I'll learn how to create a listing. You can learn that in 10 minutes. You don't have to go start a whole new different business model to learn how to do something that can be taught in 10 minutes or less. Mashani, thank you so much for the follow. What's up, Luke? What up, Jordan? Millionaire, thank you so much for the follow. How many products do you sell, including variations, 40 plus? Hey, Luke, it's Jag here. How you doing? Doing good, brother. Wait, Jag, one of the students? User, I did. Wait, right? Is that who I think it is? Purely, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Let's go. Yes. Hey, Jag, one of the mentorship students was just sending me some results from a product that he's launching. He just recently launched. Yes, sir. I know he did. Just launched a product. Just had his best sales day during Q4 today. God bless you, brother. And I am excited to see those sales numbers. Excuse me. See those sales numbers keep jumping. Also, y'all, if y'all like the lives, you like the videos, you like the information, how I teach it, the information that I teach, and want a more in-depth guide on how to sell on Amazon, I highly recommend checking out the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship Program in my TikTok or YT bio. You guys can apply there. Also, December 22nd, doing a free, absolutely free, no catch, you just sign up webinar if you guys want to go learn some of my strategies on how to launch a product on Amazon. That will be Sunday, December 22nd at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Need a professional copywriter for your email list. No, bro, I'm good. Thank you, though. Irfan, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the live vibing, asking questions. By the way, if you guys are in the lives and you're like, oh man, he said something what did he say? Or I want to listen back to what he was saying. I'm going live on YT YouTube. And so we're currently live there. So the cool thing is these lives will be posted onto my YT channel. You guys can go watch all the lives that I've done previously on YT. You can go rewatch this live. So make sure, and God forbid, if TikTok does go away, I mean, God bless the Supreme Court for taking the case today. But if TikTok does go away come January or whenever, and you guys still want to be tapped into the FBA lives, you guys want to be subscribed. The YT YouTube is at Luke Basha. It's the same as my TikTok name. I have about 2,700 followers or subscribers on there. Can't wait until next order to arrive. SMH. Let's go, Jordan. Is FBA worth it in Canada? Actually, every single one of my Canadian students, and I have a decent amount of Canadian students. It's my second largest market for my mentorship. Every single one of them sells in the US market. They don't sell in the Canada market. What's your YT name? Yes, at Luke Basha. Make sure y'all go subscribe. I just posted a new YT video there as well. 5 things that I wish I knew before selling on Amazon. Shiny, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody in the live. I do not do these lives to hear myself talk every day. I do these lives for y'all, make this content for y'all. So I do appreciate all of the support. How much will it cost me for the training plus to start on a tight budget? So I'll give you the 2 options. If you just did the mentorship and we're going to do product research yourself, which I do teach in depth in the program how to do, as well as I'll validate products for you, that potential products that you find. Mentorship 2K, I think you can, if you find a lower ticket item and still meeting the criteria of a $30 selling price, I think you can get away with 3K, so 5K all in. If you were doing the mentorship and product selection where I selected your product for you, that'd be 2K for the mentorship, 2K for product selection. And then I still think that we could get away with 3K for everything else. Cool thing about product selection is it's based on your budget. So that money doesn't go to me. That's like what you're going to give to your manufacturer and your freight forwarder, but I base it on budget. So the minimum is 3K. But if your budget was 3K, then I'll find you a product where you can launch 100 to 300 units with a 3K budget all in. I just subscribed to your YT. I appreciate you. Let's go. God bless, Trendy. How long is the mentorship? It's lifetime access, one-time payment, but it goes at your own pace. There's about 20 hours of actual mentorship content. And then there's like 50 plus hours of group call lessons. Like we record all of our weekly group calls, and you're able to go rewatch those. So you can watch every single one that we've had, or if you ever missed the calls, go back and rewatch them. The curriculum itself, 20 hours. Some people can get through the program in a weekend. Some people get through it in a week, 2 weeks. But you'll always have lifetime access to all the resources, all the mentorship, and all of that. Blank, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. And of course, AB, I got you, my friend. Let's go. Make sure that you guys drop your questions down below. Broski, I'm looking for an assistant. You in? Yeah, bro, I got you. I'll be your personal assistant. um Anyways, FBA so hard, Lighthouse. I don't know if you're trolling. Weren't you just in the live talking about how you were doing 5K a day or something like that? Are you into Section 8, bro? Don't get me started in Section 8. No, I'm not. Um, I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to answer it like that. But no, I'm not a fan of Section 8. I actually repulse Section 8. I think that, yeah, I think that I'll just I'll go on a rant if I talk about Section 8. So we'll just leave it at it's not for me. I also think that it's not for most people, unless you're like, for the people who are like looking at Section 8 as a way to make income. I think there's a lot better ways to earn income. If you were looking at Section 8 as a way to decrease your tax bill, then I think that that makes sense. If you are looking at Section 8 as a way to make money, let me just put it this way. Every single person that you've ever heard mention Section 8 did not get into Section 8 to make their money. Not the Tom Cruises of the world, not, and I'm not even going to name drop anybody else. He's just the biggest Section 8 guy. These guys did not make their money starting in Section 8. They may have used Section 8 as a way to alleviate their taxes, which from my understanding is, I'm not a CPA, so don't take my advice. Talk to a CPA, talk to these guys about it. But it's good for that. But in turn, like when you really break down the numbers, you're gonna go spend 50K or 100K to make $300 to $600 a month. I think that I could make more money if I deployed a army of lemonade stands across the country with that $100,000 or $50,000. Like Girl Scouts, just hire a bunch of lemonade stands with that 50 grand, and I'll make more money than $500 a month. So I know there's you're buying an asset and all this stuff. Section 8 doesn't appreciate in the same way that like a commercial unit would. There's a lot of aspects. I think it's a very sellable business model. 25K is your down payment for the house. You still have the value of the house. And then you have all these people talking about, oh, but there's like this deferred loan period. So you don't even have to pay back the loan for an X amount of time, which when people hear that, you have to think of like the average person on the internet. The average person on the internet isn't going to think like, let me stack up Section 8 houses, lower my taxes, and use that money to pay off the houses. They're going to think I pay 25K and I have 650 a month. I could go out to the movies and go do this and go do that. And then that loan, and again, there's not saying it's not a good thing. And there's people who obviously make money from it and are successful with it. But like I've talked to people who own 70 plus Section 8 properties, and they've told me that they don't really make money from it. They use it as a depreciation on their taxes. That's from people in Section 8. So, yeah, when you look at the actual value of the house, and then you're still responsible for paying that off, you know what I mean, at some point or another. I just don't think it's the best business model for building capital. Me and my business partner that I'm starting the 0 to 1 million series on Amazon with, um, he's in real estate. He's a real estate guy. He does 7+ figures in profit, net profit every single year from real estate. And he even owns some Section 8 properties in some various states in the country. And he even talks about how it's just not worth the investment. Like if it was such a good investment, he would stack up Section 8 houses for his real estate portfolio. I mean, and this is also a guy who's trying to alleviate his taxes, because he does millions of dollars in profit every single year. Meanwhile, he's not even getting into Section 8. And yeah, when you break it down on like the cash invested and how much you're actually making, again, if you're trying to lower your taxes, I think it can be cool. Um, if if you are somebody who is like, I'm gonna get into Section 8 so that I can make $10,000 a month, you're better off opening up lemonade stands. Let's see. I have to solve a puzzle to stay on TikTok Live. Is helium-10 good for private label sellers? Yes, 100%. So Lighthouse was kidding. $90,000 in sales the last 30 days on Amazon. Let's go. I remember Lighthouse coming into the TikTok lives, getting started on the journey, right? Asking questions about like the beginning stages. And here we are. And this is just, I love this. I love this. For the amount of people who come into the live saying, you can't make money selling on Amazon. There's two Lighthouses coming into the live saying how Amazon is crushing it for them. God bless you, Lighthouse, and Godspeed on your success. I'm pretty sure I'll answer that. When can I expect the 1 minute video explaining why you'd be a good fan? Oh man, that's funny. I got you, bro. I'll send you a Loom video on why I would like to be your personal assistant. I would like my hourly wage to be no less than $20 an hour. Are you friends with Kevin and Kevin from FBA Boss? Yes, I am. What is he into right now? Family complex. Yeah, he does multifamily, but he's been transitioning this year into a lot of commercial real estate. So commercial and multifamily is his main gig. He started off with single family, and then a lot of flips as well in the beginning. And then he's just been building his passive income portfolio, and he takes any of his working income, puts that back into real estate, and he just lives off his passive income. The dude is doing it very, very well. He's and he started later in life. He's almost 10, no, he's like 8 years older than me. Wait, 7 years older than me. On private label, just about to start FBA. What would you expect my margins to be? I don't know. I don't know what your cost of goods is. I don't know what your selling price is. I don't know what your shipping per unit is. I don't know what the weight of your product is. So the only person who would know is you. And the only way to calculate that is get your FBA fees, your cost of goods, your shipping, your selling price, your dimensions, and plug it all into the FBA fee calculator. Can you say what a student has made the most in a month or a year? Yes, I have a student. I just spoke with him because we were messaging about some off Amazon things, like some Facebook ad stuff. This student, across all accounts, you guys ready for this? Is doing $500,000 in top line revenue. This student started in September of 2023 and is doing 500. Let me say that again, 500,000 in top line revenue. I have quite a few students who are doing over the 6-figure mark, and I have a few students who are doing 7 figures a year. 3 mil, like for real, for real, for real, for real. User 36, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it, bro. I like your lives. Fun to troll and chill in. Love it. I love it. I want to hit 200K per month next year. God's plan. I mean, you already did 90K a month this year. I don't think that's far off. I just started Amazon FBA, hoping to be able to do 15K in revenue while in college and quit my job. Godspeed. I'm wishing you Godspeed. I will say for sure though, FBA is kind of cash intensive. as you grow, it's not just FBA though, Lighthouse. If you were running a Shopify store and if you were getting $90,000 in sales, it would still be the same cash intensive business model. One tip that I have for you with this, oh my gosh, this was like a saving grace to me when I first started my business. Establish something called net terms with your manufacturer. It's going to allow you to pay your invoice after your goods are delivered. It's going to give you a lot more leeway on waiting for your account level reserves. Mo, thank you for the follow. That's crazy. Yes. Hi, new here. What up? What up? I just started, posted 12/12, only 3 sales. You got to get those reviews up. Get those reviews up. But on that note, everybody, if you guys like the lives, you guys like the videos, and want a more in-depth guide on how to sell on Amazon, be sure to check out the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship Program in the TikTok and the YT YouTube bio. Make sure you guys go show some love to my last couple of videos. Can you do net terms with Alibaba? Alibaba isn't who you're contacting. You're contacting manufacturers on Alibaba, and it would be up to the manufacturer whether they do net terms or not. But I hope everyone has a blessed night. I love you all. Make sure that you guys go sign up for the free webinar. If you guys want a more in-depth guide on Amazon private label, check out the mentorship. I'll see you guys soon. YouTube, I love you all. I appreciate y'all. Probably Steve and Chris being two of them, but I appreciate y'all being in the YouTube live, supporting as we get this going. God bless you guys, and I will see y'all soon.